that includes nearly all laser sights, electronic sights, and rifle scopes. Just register your product for a free set of batteries each year at crimsontrace.com.
Hey, welcome to Gun Talk. I'm Tom Gresham. Number here is 866-TALK-GUN, or just dial me at Tom Talk Gun. If there's something on your mind you want to talk about, you know what? If you don't even like guns, if you hate guns, if you hate the NRA, call me. I'll give you the floor. I'll let you talk. Now, after you talk for a while, I'll probably ask you some questions. But we're not going to shout you down or cut you off. That's not what we do here. And would love to find out what... I don't even understand. How does somebody get to the position where they say, I hate guns? I don't get that, but I would love to find out. Let's see. Douglas has been on hold with us for a little while. Let me grab him out of Vancouver, Washington. Hey, Douglas, thank you so much for your patience. What you looking at here?
Well, hi, Tom. Nice talking to you again. CZ makes a semi-auto shotgun in 28 gauge, and I'm interested in your comments or opinion of that gun. Have you had any experience with it?
Well, let me back off. Do you have any experience with 28 gauges?
No.
Do you have 20 gauges?
Yeah.
Okay. You're like me. I'm thinking, okay, I want a 28 gauge. Once you start shooting 28 gauge, you fall in love. Now, two things. One is that CZ is a nice little semi-auto, and it's not going to break the bank. And 28 gauges are just fun. But don't know if you've done this yet. You might want to check prices on 28 gauge ammo because it runs about twice the price of 20 gauge ammo.
Yes, I have. But still, that's like, not a deterrent for me. Okay. I mean, I don't shoot that much.
Right. That's the thing. If you're not going to shoot, if you're shooting a whole lot of skeet, that'd be one thing. But if you're not going to shoot it that much, I would say go for it. You're going to fall in love with the 28 gauge. It is so much fun.
So that I'm thinking about that 28.
Well, are you going to hunt quail with it? What are you going to be doing?
No, just mostly clays, and I don't really get out and do much hunting anymore either.
Okay, well, it's great for clays. Okay, you know what? Just get it. Like I say, it's not going to break the bank to buy it. Poke around, see if you can find some deals on 28 gauge. Sometimes you can. And just have fun. You're going to love it. And so, and it will. Here's the other thing: it will break targets that you're thinking are out of range for a 28 gauge, and they're not. It functions absolutely on the same level as a 20 gauge, and with a lot less recoil. So you're going to have fun. Hey, Douglas, good luck with it. And if you do get that after you shot it a while, give us a call back and let us know how it works out for you. I appreciate that. All righty. I made a call a little earlier on the show because I wanted to get an update. So we're going to bring in right now Philip Van Cleve from the Virginia Citizens Defense League. This is where I call it. Philip, welcome, sir.
Hey, how you doing, Tom?
I'm well. I am calling what's going on in Virginia the equivalent of the Arab Spring Uprising, which basically brought liberty to a lot of places where people were tired of the tyranny. And so bring us up to speed. We talked a week ago, and it seems like things are happening on a daily basis there now.
Yeah, looks like the people pushing this gun control are doing a lot of blinking right now, but that doesn't really mean anything necessarily, except there's some blustering out there. And I'll tell you what, I just can't say enough good things about Virginia gun owners. The governor has tried to put the brakes on this wave of sanctuary localities that's sweeping the state. We have 93, and I expect to have 100.
Holy cow.
Oh, the map is almost solid green. You just have to see the map of Virginia right now. I mean, it's an unmistakable message, and we're not done yet. But the governor is trying desperately to put the brakes on that and make it stop. The first thing he did was he said, oh, well, we're not going to take your AR-15s. What were we thinking? We're going to grandfather them if you register them. And our answer to that is no. We don't care. We're not registering our guns. We are not giving them up for the next generation. We can't give up the next generation's rights. We're not going to do that. Who are we to do that? Then that didn't work. They had huge turnouts. Still, in fact, the turnouts increased when he put that out there. People weren't falling for his baloney. Then he's now threatening the county, saying if you don't enforce these laws, we're going to send the National Guard in and and so forth. So actually, it was he has hinted. I'm sorry. To be fair, he's hinted at that. It was actually said by two of our congressmen, but he was saying there would be consequences. Those were clearly the consequences, as well as possibly arresting people who weren't enforcing the law. It's okay if it's illegal aliens, you see, but if it's a constitutional right you're not enforcing, I can't have that. But you know what happened after that? Out of 8 counties, we got 7 counties that very week. So the counties basically thumbed their nose at the governor, went ahead and became sanctuaries, and one that didn't is going to, I'm certain, will absolutely become one in 2 weeks. They just delayed the vote on it. That one had almost 3,000 people show up.
Was that Culpeper?
No, that was Fauquier County.
Oh, yeah, Fauquier County. I think, wasn't that board, it was like their last board of their term?
Well, they have one more meeting they're calling in between, and that's going to be not this Monday, but the next one. That's when 3,000 people showing up at these things. So, again, the governor threatened this, and now the counties thumb their nose at him. He just can't stop what's happening. This is grassroots. This isn't VCDL, doing all of this. By no means. This is the population saying no as in unison. We're helping to coordinate that, but this isn't, we're not the driving force here. This is grassroots. This is voters saying, no, we don't want this. The last election was not a referendum on gun rights, and you're not going to take them.
Well, I'm just watching this in amazement and wondering what happened. Something lit the fuse on this thing, and a lot of these people weren't motivated enough to vote last month. And we talked about that, and you go, yeah, okay, we couldn't get them motivated. But after, what was it that they just didn't believe the warnings, and now they realize, oh my God, your warnings were correct?
You're exactly right. I think that's exactly what happened. People got complacent. DCL's got, everything's, we haven't had new gun control in, 20 years or something. So, this is not really going to happen. We were screaming, this is different, get out and vote, this is different. But they weren't listening. They were convinced it was going to be okay. And when they talked about gun confiscation and everything else, I'm telling you, that woke up people that I'm certain may not even be voters, but they're voters now. They've been doing voter registration at these things and getting tons of people in.
Oh, interesting.
2,000 in Chesterfield. I mean, anymore, if we don't turn out at least 2,000 people to a little old Board of Supervisors meeting, we feel like we failed.
And these are, I want to say, these Board of Supervisors, they've never had 2,000 people show up in the history of the United States of America. They've never had that kind of turnout for a meeting, ever.
No, never. Not even close. Not even close. They're all with their eyes open going, my God, I've never seen this many people for anything. Oh, even city councils everywhere. They're filling gymnasiums, 3,000 people, and it overflowed outside. I don't know how many were outside. They had to put traffic alerts at 8 o'clock at night because there were so many people going to the meeting that the roads were plugged.
Are you able to capture the names? Because a lot of these are people who are not members of VCDL and not members necessarily of the NRA. They're just people who are concerned about this, who are gun owners. Is there a way to capture this? Because what you want is to have this team, because I know next month you want them all to go hit Richmond, right?
Absolutely. And Richmond, oh boy, we are just, everybody's holding their head wondering how many people are going to show up. I mean, Tom, normally, in a normal year, we can turn out 800 to 1,000. Mm-hmm. If 50,000 turned out, I wouldn't be totally surprised. I mean, that's what we need. A massive historic turnout of flooding the streets of Richmond with people saying no more gun control.
Let me ask you, I got a question for you. It's going to sound weird. Do you think this kind of response, this kind of turnout has anything to do with what we're seeing across the country? Is there a connection to the support for Donald Trump and the rejection of the old ways, the good old boys?
I don't know. That part I'm not really sure, because, again, a lot of these people could have gone out and voted. It right. may be a little bit of the equation. I can tell you that but looking at what's happening with gun control, people are sick of it. I mean, I truly think we've reached that breaking point anyhow, saying we've done enough. We've given all this stuff aimed at you and me. It's not aimed at criminals, and we know that, and we're tired of playing the game, tired of it.
Well, and the other thing I hope is I'm hoping that people, gun owners in other states, are watching this and realizing if you show up, you can get things done. I mean, all of these meetings, when they look out and see 300 people in the room and 3,000 people in the parking lot, that's a message that cannot be denied. No one can say, well, the people are really, or the people want more gun. They keep telling us, Philip, they keep saying, well, in all our polls, people support gun bans, people support gun controls, people support, and they go, no. Your polls are bogus, your polls are false, your polls are lies. And we know that now. We can prove it. Look out the window and see who's out there in the parking lot.
And see who isn't out there. We in some of these things, they've had thousands turn out, and not one person spoke against. I think in Chesterfield we had 2,000, and we had 3 or 4 speak against out of 2,000. Look, if gun control was the issue, they would be able to pack the building. They're not even there. That's how powerful a force this is for the other side. They're not even there. Bloomberg probably couldn't get enough people to fly in from New York to fill these rooms up is what the problem was. So
where do you go from here with this?
Well, like I say, it's lobby day. Now, some people are getting a little overly excited about this. There were some militias that were kind of what we're emphasizing is this is lobby day, not protest day. We are there to lobby the General Assembly to say, do not pass this gun control. Do whatever else you want to do, but leave gun owners alone. That's what we're doing. We're lobbying. We're doing the American system here, and we have the court system yet to go. But our next step is lobby day, and we're going to melt the phones down before lobby day. They're going to be getting calls constantly, emails constantly. I don't know what other business they're going to be able to do. They're not going to be able to use their own phones for anything.
And the information for this is on your website, vcdl.org, Virginia Citizens Defense League. We're going to check in with you probably every other week at least as we head toward this. And the lobby day, by the way, is January 20, right?
That's right, January 20th at 8 a.m. We're going to have a rally at 11. We're getting a bunch of different speakers in. One that I believe is lined up and it's supposed to be coming was that stopped the shooting in Texas with an AR-15
Stephen Williford.
Stephen Williford, yes.
Yeah,
so
that'd be terrific.
Him there and some others.
Good deal.
Yeah, who needs an AR-15? Stephen will tell you.
Yep, exactly. He used an AR-15. He ran barefoot to the sound of his neighbors being murdered, and he stopped this guy who was killing people in the church. A hero, and he's now left out of all the stories about that thing. Philip, thank you so much. We'll check back in with you in a couple of weeks, and we'll get an update, okay?
All right, thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Philip. Appreciate that. Philip Van Cleve from the Virginia Citizens Defense League. I'm telling you, this is our Arab Spring. This is the wake-up call. And the question is, are people watching from the rest of the country, are gun owners saying, okay, I see how effective it is there. Maybe we can do that here. Oh, yeah, guess what? Maybe you don't have to do it if you show up and vote. And they would not have to do this if they had done that. 866-TALK-GUN.
Want your next gun purchase to be fast and hassle-free? Well, at galleryofguns.com, you can search through thousands of models from our huge firearms inventory. Find a great offer from a local dealer that includes all fees and taxes. And there's no need to arrange a transfer. Gallery of Guns takes a small deposit on your credit card, and your gun will be at your chosen dealer in as little as 48 hours. Plus, your gun will be covered by our guaranteed lifetime replacement warranty. Galleryofguns.com. Search, find, buy. It really is just that easy.
Visit guntalk.com/win for your chance to win the Fall-A-Day giveaway. Grand prize package includes a gun safe, a 9mm handgun, a .308 rifle, a thermal rifle scope, a package of holsters, and a shooting system for training, plus 3 first prize packages. Prizes provided by Alien Gear Holsters, ATN Optics, Federal Premium Ammunition, Liberty Safe, Mantis, and Ruger. Enter now through December 13th at guntalk.com/win.
Perhaps more than any other landscape, wetlands embody the life-giving abundance that nature has to offer. And perhaps more than any other organization, Ducks Unlimited is working to ensure that our continent's wetlands not only survive, but thrive for generations well beyond this one. The time is now to band together. The time is now to rescue our wetlands.
Since 1994, Crimson Trace has defined and built the laser sighting category through design, innovation, and performance. With an obsession to create best-in-class electro-optics, Crimson Trace now offers a full line of lasers, lights, reflex sights, red dot sights, and rifle scopes for tactical and sport applications. Most Crimson Trace products include free batteries for life, and all scopes are backed by a lifetime warranty. Find yours at your local dealer or at crimsontrace.com.
Had an interesting thing happen as I'm going through some of these guns and trying to figure out what I'm going to keep, what I'm going to get rid of. I'm going to take a bunch of them over to Johnny Dury. And you don't have to take them there. I happen to be driving into the area, so I'm going to take them. But Dury'sGuns.com. And I'm looking at, it was a youth model 70 Winchester in 243. So it's a shorter stock, you know. And this gun's probably 20 years old, 25 years old, anyway. And I was thinking, well, you know, maybe for the grandkids. And I stopped myself and said, you know, no. And here's why. As nice as it is, and I love the Model 70, it's a great classic action, it's a great little rifle, 243, it'd be terrific. But even with the short stock, it's not short enough for a real young kid, a small kid. I thought, you know, we just started with ARs. Starting with a collapsible stock, you can take that thing down to 4 or 12 inches length of pull, maybe even shorter, really short, and shoot a 223, which has very little, almost no recoil. Maybe put a can on it, and with the right ammo, with the right bullets, you now have something that you can hunt deer with. It's one of those moments when you're saying, And then I was looking at a couple of varmint rifles, heavy barrel, bolt action varmint rifles as I've had for a zillion years. I thought, yeah, but you know, if I get invited on another prairie dog hunt, and I really want to go on a prairie dog hunt, or the one I've never been on, and keep trying to make it happen, just the schedules haven't worked out, is a ground squirrel shoot out in the western part of the U.S. But same thing there. I'm thinking, well, those are great, and I've used those a lot, and they're beautiful rifles, and they work super, but how about just using an accurate AR? Now you have not much recoil. You can stay on target. You can get repeat shots if you have several targets out there. Put a good trigger in. You know, I'll just drop one of the good Timney triggers in my AR. And a lot of these guns, when you build them up right, you're shooting half-inch or smaller groups. It's really interesting how that platform kind of takes over. And then you think, well, but if I want something a little bit bigger than 223 for a youngster, particularly for deer hunting, we'll go with a 6.5. Hardly any more recoil, maybe slight amount. Bigger bullets, good bullets. They're basically 270, you know, like a 270 Winchester, but just slower. And then you go, well, you know, I'm looking at all these guns and I'm thinking that a whole bunch of those can be replaced with ARs. And then I had the thought, well, of course that's what's going on, because we have 1.5, maybe 2 full generations of people who've come out of the military. I'd call it 2 generations now, who've come out of the military knowing nothing but the M4, the M16. So they're very comfortable. It's no wonder that people are gravitating to this platform. The AR-15 is a great platform for, let's see, hunting, target shooting, varmint shooting, competition, self-defense, all the rest of it. Just terrific stuff. Hey, we'll talk to Joe. He's on line 3 out of Montana. Hey, Joe, what's on your mind, sir?
Hey there. I was thinking about Ruger SP101 Match Champion and what you thought about that. And my thinking is that I'd like something that's a little bit concealable, but that's also accurate at fairly long pistol ranges.
What caliber would you get?
.357.
Okay. I have the SP101 Match Champion in 10 millimeter.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And we started goofing off at the range. We're actually doing it for TV. We've got video of it. And we're shooting at like 25 yards. It's so easy. It's nothing. So we backed off to 50 yards, and it was so easy. And that's all we had at the range. But there was a road right behind the range, and we had the range to ourselves. So we kept walking down the road.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, at 100 yards, offhand, two hands, banging steel with every shot. It is such a nice revolver. You cannot go wrong with the SP101 Match Champion. I love that gun.
Do you think it'd be good in the .357 then? I've got the bullet molds and the dies for the .357.
Yeah, no, go .357, and that way you can practice mostly with .38s and just have fun with those. I mean, and then what barrel length do you think? A 4-inch?
Yeah, I think that's what it comes in for the Match Champion, isn't it?
Yeah, that would be fine, because I think I want to say it's maybe a little bit longer than that on the 10 millimeter version, longer barrel. But yeah, a 4-inch 38/357 would be delightful. You would have no trouble whatsoever with 50-yard shots if you could shoot it all. And you back off to 100 yards, and you're going to be making a high percentage of your hits. You're going to have so much fun. That is a delightful revolver, honestly.
Well, that sounds like it's going to be my next gun then.
All right. Well, look, Merry Christmas to you. The way to get what you want for Christmas, you know that deal, right? You got to buy it for yourself.
Yep. Merry Christmas back at you.
All right. Take care, Joe. I appreciate it. All right. So what's on your Christmas Hanukkah list? I would love to know. Is there going to be a gun on there for you or maybe for somebody else? Let us know. Our number is 866-TALK-GUN. And don't forget, if there's someone on your list who's a shooter and you just can't figure out what he or she might want, there's always ammo. Nobody was ever sorry that they got ammo from anybody for any time. That'll work. 866-TALK-GUN. Always keep reloading. I don't care if you're making your own ammo or if you're loading up mags. It's all right. By the way, do you keep extra mags already loaded? I know a lot of people who have ARs who, they've got ammo, but they don't necessarily keep their mags loaded. But, if you're thinking of that as your self-defense tool, you might want to keep a dozen or so mags loaded. It's not going to hurt them. Anyway, and besides, you know what? Mags are cheap. Relative to everything else, mags are cheap, okay? I mean, fair enough. All right, let's see here. We're going to go to, let me find him, Jim, we're going to go to Steve on line 5. Thank you. Steve on line 5 out of Georgia. Hey, Steve.
Tom, hey. Tom, hey. I couldn't agree with you more. Your earlier take at the top of the hour about the public's perception of gun owners as we're responsible not just to be safe, but also to be ethical, to make sure the public has a good good perception of us. But as far as gun laws with increased penalties for guns used in crimes, if you go to any major metropolitan area and ask the police, they'll say they arrest the same people over and over again, and these left-wing judges let them right back out. They do crimes again, and they can't keep them off the street. Now, I know you're familiar with Project Exile that was implemented in Richmond, Virginia. I think it was back in the mid-'80s with the federal and state authorities got together and made mandatory sentences for the commission of a crime with the use of a gun. Right. And what it allowed it to do is bypass, in a way, these left-wing judges where they had no choice, and these thugs were taken off the street and kept in jail where they belong, and crime actually dropped. And so in that way, laws that have increased penalties for use of a gun do have value in that way. Yeah, I opposed Project Exile at the time. I still do. I think it's a bad idea, completely across the board, to say any crime is worse if you use any particular type of tool. That's correct. It's nonsense on the face of it. And I understand what they're... I see your point. Yeah, what they were saying was, well, we need to find a tool so we can get prosecutors to convict these people or prosecute them. Then
get different prosecutors. But this actually gives the public this idea that, wow, murder's bad, but it's even worse if you shoot somebody as opposed to kill them with some other means, which is nonsensical. And I think it flows back on us that guns make things worse. Basically, in fact, that's what the law says. Using a gun makes things worse, so we're going to punish you worse or more if you use a gun. And I just think it's a bad idea. And I opposed it then, I oppose it now, and I know that there are people within the firearms industry who thought Project Agile was a great idea. I thought it was short-sighted and really did not do us any good. I appreciate the call, sir. I got to keep them moving. We got them lined up right now. Line 4, Jim's out of Irving, Texas. Hey, Jim, you're on Gun Talk.
Thanks. The idea of the GPS trackers in the firearm, my brother has a patent on that and is working on that right now.
Cool.
So, and it not only does it do that, initially it's for police and military application and some things to get back up to them quicker. And then it can be set up for a person. A gun store, you can know if the gun leaves the property and be notified on your phone if it does so.
Okay.
So
I appreciate that.
So that's in the works there. So.
All right. Appreciate that. Thank you, sir. I'm also looking online. I've been seeing ads for this thing. It's called the Tile. I don't know how they work. I don't think it's GPS. It may be through some kind of a Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. Oh, it's a Bluetooth thing. But they look like supersized Triscuits or something. They're real small. You put them in. I got to find out more about that because that might be a thing to use. You know what? We'll get some of them. We'll start trying them and see if we can track packages as they move around. We'll see what happens there. Jesse's on line 1 out of Colorado. Hey, Jesse, you're on Gun Talk. What's this about gun shows?
Yes, sir. The anti-gun lobby has always argued that there's a gun show loophole, and I want to know what that is because I've been to gun shows, and I have to go through background checks. So they act like you just walk in and they give you one with your cotton candy.
You're not telling me that these people are lying, are you?
Well, I don't. Everybody said it. Everybody said it every time they say it.
I know. Look, it is one of the major hoaxes of the gun ban lobby. There is no such thing as a gun show loophole. As I like to explain to people, look, all the laws outside of a gun show apply inside a gun show. So if you buy a gun from a licensed dealer, whether it's inside or outside a gun show, you are required to do the background check, the FBI background check. In most states, if you buy from a private citizen, inside or outside, the laws are you do not have to do that, although some gun shows require that of everybody there. But, to your point, they've now decided that a loophole is a good word. So now they're talking about, there's the boyfriend loophole. So that if someone is prohibited from having a gun, but your girlfriend's not, she could have a gun. And now they keep calling things loopholes when they're actually just a provision of the law. So for them, any law that they don't agree with suddenly becomes a loophole. And the public, they test it. The public looks at loopholes as, well, we have to fix that because that allows things to happen that shouldn't happen. And we're, on our side, we're saying, you know what? That's just a provision of the law. It's not a loophole. And so there is, in fact, no such thing as a gun show loophole. Look, I appreciate the call, sir. All right, tell you what, let's do, I'll tell you what we'll do. I need to do this. This is, it's Christmas time, it's holiday time, it's Hanukkah time, all the rest of that, right? So it may not be over the river and through the woods, but if you're traveling over the holidays, protect your home and valuables with Blink security cameras. Blink XT2 cameras are motion activated. Place them anywhere when they detect motion. You're going to get an alert and a video clip on your Blink smartphone app. Who on your gift list would love a Blink security camera? A busy mom whose Blink camera alerts her when the kids get home from school and lets her chat with them using the two-way talk feature. Or the business traveler who will sleep better knowing his family is safe and secure. And don't forget grandparents. Blink XT2 cameras are wire-free, set up fast, and run on 2 AA lithium batteries for up to 2 years. Blink XT2 security cameras are the perfect gift for everyone on your nice list. Save up to 25% now through December 24th on Blink cameras and systems. Plus, get a free Amazon Echo with the purchase of any system while supplies last. Visit blinkprotect.com/sale. That's blinkprotect.com/sale. All right, we'll be right back with more Gun Talk. Used guns can be a great value, but you have to know who you're buying from. What if you could buy quality used guns with a lifetime warranty from the Internet's largest online reseller? That's what you get at Dewey'sGuns.com. They stand behind every firearm purchase for life. If you have a problem, they'll either fix or replace your gun. Pistols, rifles, shotguns, and more. Check out their inventory today at Dewey'sGuns.com.
A perfect pistol for self-protection? Smith & Wesson's M&P 2.0 Compact. Big enough to shoot easily, small enough to carry daily. Plenty of ammo to get the job done with 15 rounds of 9mm. Also available in 40 and 45 calibers. All the great M&P 2.0 enhanced features, now in a compact size for carry and home protection. Check it out at smith-wesson.com.
You got your carry permit, and that's good. But you know you could use more training. Get the DVDs, which have what you need. Springfield Armory presents Concealed Carry 1 and Concealed Carry 2 with Bata Group. Learn specific concealed carry skills from Top Gun fighting trainers. Get trained. Be prepared. This really is life and death. ShopGunTalk.com. That's ShopGunTalk.com.
For 36 years, the U.S. Sportsmen's Alliance has been fighting to protect hunting, fishing, and trapping for sportsmen from coast to coast. Today, we are under constant attack from extremist animal rights groups who want to end your ability to hunt in the U.S. Join us to protect our sporting heritage and our way of life outdoors. To join or for more information on how you can help, go to ussportsman.org. That's ussportsman.org.
Brownells.com is your home for all things firearms. Looking for a retro rifle? How about the BRN 180 or 180S? Named one of SHOT Show's best products of 2019. Visit Brownells.com for guns, ammo, reloading equipment, or anything you need to customize your firearm. And enjoy the industry's only guaranteed forever satisfaction policy. To stay up to date with the latest and best deals from Brownells, text BRN to 556-223.
Back with you. 866 Talk Gun will get you in. I'm Tom Gresham. If you want to talk about guns, call me. If you hate guns, call me. I'll give you the floor. You can talk for a while. That'll work. You can save me some airtime here. But we'll have a conversation, of course. Line 4, Jerry is with us out of Arkansas. Hey, Jerry, talk about the NRA to me.
Well, I think the gun owners in Virginia have got the right idea. Maybe we need to go to the National Convention and protest Wayne and completely disrupt the convention until he goes away. But we're going to need a national leader, Tom. I mean, my voice isn't going to do any good at all. I'm a nobody. And as uncomfortable as it may be, maybe you and some of the internet personalities and other talk show hosts need to lead this revolt.
The NRA annual convention this year, annual meetings are going to be in Nashville. How would you see this coming together? What would you see actually happening on the grounds there?
5 minutes on the hour and half hour chanting Wayne must go. Can you hear us now? It doesn't matter how silly it is as long as we get people's attention.
You know, I was there. I'll give you some quick history. 1977, Cincinnati, NRA annual meetings. I was there, knew about it ahead of time. There was an overthrow going to be done. And we went in to the annual meetings, the actual business meetings, member meeting, And using the New York not-for-profit laws, we took control of the room. We made motions. We fired the people on the stand and got rid of them. And we put in people who understood that the NRA we needed a Second Amendment group. And it was just basically a hunting and competition group at the time. Since then, Wayne and his group have changed the bylaws, and they have made it impossible to do that. Because since they got in using that method, they didn't want anybody else to kick them out using that method. So we don't have that available. But I hear what you're saying about a grassroots effort of some form. That may be underway. I don't know, but I know who to ask. So I'm going to poke around and find out if somebody's already working on that. The thing is, if they are, it can't be done in secret. I mean, that's kind of what you're saying. Somebody's got to have a megaphone that lets people know so they show up. Here's a question for you. You're in Arkansas. It's not that far. Would you drive to Nashville to do this?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah?
I'll be there, and I'll be noisy.
Okay. I'm going to start asking, we really don't have all that much time. It's a few months away, but stuff gets pulled together quickly. With the internet, you can communicate with Gun Talk. I don't know that that's something I'm going to be doing, especially if somebody else is already doing it, but I'm going to go find out what's going on, and I'll report back to you. How's that? I'll bring my own range report on that one.
Thank you. God bless you, and Merry Christmas.
All right. Same to you. I appreciate that. Tony on line 5 is in Richland, North Carolina. Tony, this thing out of Pensacola Naval Air Station must have gotten your attention.
Yeah, kind of in a real way, actually. First thing I want to say is that the tile you're talking about works pretty good. Sometimes it's a pain in the butt notifying you every couple minutes that you got it off, but for the most part, it tracks your keys and it tracks itself. So if you're kind of lose your keys a lot, it'll help you.
Yeah, but would it work if you had it with your gun in checked baggage and somebody stole it? Could it help you find your gun?
I don't know if it has that capability or not. It's
okay.
kind of like you got to be able to hear the tone.
I got you. Okay. Yeah, that wouldn't work. No, I want to be able to track it if it's in Toledo or someplace,
Yeah, I don't know if it gives you it may give you a roundabout location, like on the map. I believe I haven't really done anything that where I have to track it down from here to
or you
somewhere.
Could get a spare phone and throw it in there, and you could use the Find My Phone feature on your phone. So I don't know, but that's not what you called about. Talk to me about military personnel on base.
What's your feeling? What kind of things do you see down the road maybe that could be an issue?
There's something that's missing in this conversation. You got the military saying, well, we can't have these youngsters carrying on base. Basically, what they're afraid of is, 18, 19, 20-year-olds getting drunk and, getting crazy with guns on base. They have problems with these, members of the military.
Yeah.
At the same time, I'd like to point out to all of those folks that, look, to get a carry permit in almost every state, you have to be 21. And those people who are on your base now, and you're saying we can't have them carry on base, they're carrying, or they can carry when they get off base, and they're not a problem off base. So what makes you think they're going to be a problem when they're on base?
Oh, they're carrying on base already. I'll tell you that. It happens. You don't get caught, you don't know, right?
Yep.
But here's
I'm in favor. How about you? I mean, basically, I'm short time here, so I'm in favor of it. How about you?
I'm kind of on the fence with it. These guys live in the barracks, especially the single guys. You got to keep a gun in the barracks now.
Interesting. Well, it would require some work and some thought. I just think it's pretty terrible to put people in a place. Of course, I oppose gun-free zones anywhere and everywhere. I think you should be able to protect yourself anywhere and everywhere because, as we say, when seconds matter, the police are only minutes away. 866 Talk Gun. I'm Tom Gresham, and this is Gun Talk. All righty, we're making a list. We're checking it twice. Our list is what's on your list. What do you think about buying or giving somebody on the gun front? Scope, rifle, handgun, ammo. Ooh, laser rangefinder. If you have somebody that likes to hunt, maybe a laser rangefinder. Those are cool and really, really useful these days. Hey, Randy's in Aurora, Colorado on 3. Randy, thank you for your patience. How can we help you today? Hey, Randy? I guess we can't help, Randy. Some people can't be helped. That's the way it is sometimes. So, all right, thinking about Christmas, holidays, all the rest of it, I was remembering one of my disappointing Christmases. I was probably 8 or 9, and I'd asked for a gun, and what I got was a rubber suction cup dart gun with a spinning duck targets. And while it was kind of fun to play with, it wasn't what I was looking for. I mean, what is the right age to start somebody out with a gun? I mean, I know it varies with the child, and certainly if you give an 8 or 10-year-old a gun, you're not giving it to them. It's their gun, but you're going to have control over it and keep it secure so they can only have it when you go out to the range and shoot it. But what is that age? And I don't know. And how do you decide? It's an interesting question. I guess the question is, how old were you when you got your first gun? I'm trying to think. I was probably 10, maybe about 10 years old, I think. It was, I still have it, a Browning semi-automatic, that little cool takedown 22 semi-automatic rifle. It's a bottom eject, which worked really well for me because I was shooting off the left shoulder and still do. And my grandfather gave it to me. If I remember right, it's a short gun. I may have been younger because it was darn near as tall as I was at the time. And so it may be one of those that I got it, but my dad kept it for a while. Still a delightful little gun. Hard to beat a 22. If you don't have a good 22, may I suggest you treat yourself to something delightful. I mean, all the gun makers now have really nice 22s, whether it's a semi-auto in the vein of an AR or the Ruger 1022 or the Mossbergs or the Marlins, or maybe one of these very cool guns like Ruger Precision Rimfire. There are a lot of really nice, super accurate ones. The other thing is, if you haven't done it yet, take a look at the adult air guns. They are so good now. Now, you're not going to be paying $50 for these. You may be paying $350 for them. But you can shoot them in a garage or in a basement, and they're incredibly accurate, and they're adult size, and you can get them in pistols and rifles, and just have a ton of fun. A lot of times I'd like to look at Pyramid Air online, pyramidair.com. So that's a great place to go for that. Tell you what, also, in thinking about guns on your list, or maybe how old you were when you got your first gun, if you'll call me now, we would like to bring you in, and we're going to have a full discussion of that in the after show, the fun part, the real fun part that we do, that if you're listening on the radio, you don't get to hear. But you can listen to it using the Gun Dealio app. By the way, the Gun Dealio app is still available on Android. You just can't get it through Google Play. You have to go to gundealio.com and download it there, and you can have it on your Android phone. And you can listen to Gun Talk. You can find all kind of deals, gundealio.com. But yeah, give me a call now, 866-TALK-GUN. How old were you when you got your first gun? And how do you decide? How old were your kids when you gave them their first guns? Because we're looking at grandkids now and starting to think, yeah, they're 6 and 9, and might be time, certainly for the 9-year-old. We're kind of working on that. So looking for your ideas on that. 866-TALK-GUN. In the meantime, if you buy somebody a gun, consider buying them some training at a good shooting range with a good trainer. That may be the best gift of all. Be careful out there. Watch out for those crowds. Check your six. Have yourself a great time. We'll see you next week.